everybody, and welcome to today's art class. Today we are on our Pets art packet, and we are doing lesson number 5, which is the warm tone cat, which means the warm colors red, orange, and yellow. So let's get started. I have my pencil and my eraser. Today I'm also going to use a Sharpie, though you do not need to, and I'm going to use crayons. So here we go. I'm going to start by putting my name. And step number 1 is drawing the head. So I'm going to start out, it's almost like the letter W, like the lowercase letter W. I'm going to start out against this line and using whisper lines, I'm going to make my letter, my lowercase W. Okay. Now if you don't like it, remember you can go back and fix the lines. Now you can go and erase the lines you no longer need. So there we go. There's my kind of odd shaped lowercase W. Okay, so that was step number 1. Step number 2 is completing the cat's head. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a diagonal, which means kind of going to the side, line down on both sides, and then a line across. This is the top of our kitty cat's head. Next, we're going to draw an oval, or like a diamondy, well, not really a diamond, I guess it is more of like an oval shape, like a football lemon shape on both sides, touching the edge of the kitty's face. And then from the corner of the eye, we're going to draw a line down. And now we're going to draw a line across to make it almost like a rectangle. Okay? So that is step number 2 that we just completed. Step number 3 is finishing the details on the kitty cat's face. So I'm going to draw a triangle there, the top of a triangle there, inside the ear, top of a triangle there. I'm going to draw a line under the eye of my cat on both sides. I'm going to draw a line from my nose to the middle of that W. I'm going to draw a little U in between those bumps on the W. And then I'm going to draw whiskers. I'm going to do 3 because that's what they did. And mine are going to be shorter because my page is not as big as theirs was. Now I'm going to draw in the eye. I'm going to do 2 lines, making it big because you need to do your pupil in the middle, which is the dark part. I'll make that dark so we remember. Okay. I'm also going to add a curved part of the nose and make my triangles closed, just for me. So we just did step number 3. Step number 4 is adding the back. So starting from by the eyes and the ears, I'm going to draw a curved shape. This pencil always breaks. Up and around. Step number 4. Good. Step number 5 is the front paws. So I'm going to draw a line down, and then we're going to practice that weird W shape again, where I'm going to go up, down, and back up, and meet up to where my bottom was that I just drew. Step number 5. Step number 6 is drawing the kitty cat's tail. So from this line, this bump right there, I'm going to take my line and I'm going to curve it up and around, kind of making a weird S shape. Step number 7 is completing that tail by continuing that curve all the way around and up like that. And then step number 8 is they added these triangle details. So if you want to have triangles, you can, or you could do something else, like maybe you want to have squiggles, or maybe you want to have polka dot dots or lines or stripes, like tiger stripes. Whatever you want is fine. I'm going to do the triangles since that's what they did. Oh, I forgot to do the lines on the paws. You could do that too. And I'm going to give him a different colored tail end. Okay, so let's get outlining and coloring. We do that pretty quickly. So I'm going to start with my face. And remember, since I'm Sharpieing, I have something underneath my paper so I don't ruin my desk or my table by the Sharpie leaking through. So always make sure if you are using a Sharpie that you ask your parents and that you have something underneath it so that it doesn't leak through. So I'm just outlining every line. This is a style choice, which means I want it to look a certain way, so that's I'm using those tools, the tools that I know will make it look that way, to do it. Obviously cats aren't in warm tones like the reds and orange. Well, I guess you can have orange cats, but not really bright red and bright yellow kitty cats. Not really rainbow kitty cats. That'd be kind of cool though. Some magical kitty cats. Okay. I'm just outlining. And guys, you don't need to do warm tones if you don't want to. I just wanted to talk about what warm tones are. I know we've touched on it before, but it's colors that make you feel like you're in a warm place or it's warm like fire. So reds, oranges, yellows, some purples, and some pinks. Lots of pinks, actually. And cool tones are colors that make you feel cold and icy, like blues and greens and purples. I think water and fire. That's how I think of them as warm tones are fire because fire is warm, and cool tones are like water and ice because that's cold sometimes. Okay, so let's get started. Coloring. I'm going to pull out my red, orange, yellow warm tones that they have used because I'm going to show you how to do this gradient color where it goes down and from the red to the orange. So, but first I'm going to do the yellow. This part of the face is yellow, so I am going to outline first. Color it in. Okay, and I'm going to do his chinny chin chin yellow too. Then under his eyes, or her eyes, are orange. And then the head and the ears are this kind of red color. This is more of like a magenta, but I like this color. There we go. And I'm going to make kitty cats inside ears yellow. Okay. So they have all these triangles yellow. So these are kind of too small to outline. Oops, I broke my crayon. So I'm just going to color them in carefully. I'm just kind of drawing in little circles. Okay, and then they also have kitty cat's tail as yellow, so I'll also do that. Okay. And then I'm gonna draw stripies on my kitty cat's tail. And I'm just doing this with Sharpie, drawing lines to make my kitty look like it has a stripy tail. I just want to add more detail and make it more fun. You could also do this with a different color too. You could do it with like orange if you wanted. So there we go. There we go. Really outline this tail. There we go. So now let's get started with that gradient. So we're gonna start with the red, and I'm gonna kind of do a soft line where I want that red to switch into orange, right about there. So now I'm gonna color in that red, but I'm gonna go over the line that I drew a little bit. So I'm going just past that line, going over it, very liney, lots of lines. It's okay if it kind of looks a little scribbly down there. So now I'm going to take out my orange, and I'm going to color the rest of it. But I'm going to go up into my red a little bit with my orange too to kind of blend the two, and I'm going to go down into my yellow with that orange to kind of blend the two, so it looks like they go from one into another really nicely, and it's not a harsh line, but it kind of looks like they kind of mix into one another. It's called blending, and that's what we want to do. And I'm not really outlining these triangles because it doesn't really matter with the crayon. If the orange goes over the yellow, it'll blend nicely anyways. Now if you're using marker, you're going to want to outline better and more carefully than I am with crayon. Okay, just going ahead and mixing those colors together. There we go. Cool. So now that that's all blended in, we have our kitty cat. Let's add the background. They did blue, and they also did blue for the eyes. So I'll do that too. Blue eyes. Now let's color this background. I'm just doing it very lightly, so I'm not going to outline. I'm just going to color it in very lightly. Notice I'm going back and forth and holding towards the back of the crayon. I'm just going very, very gently. I will outline the edges because I do want the edges to look nice. But I'm not pushing very hard. And then I'm going to go in with a black crayon and add just a few more details to my kitty cat. So I'm going to add another line up here to Kitty, like that. And then I'm going to add circles on the cheeks for kind of like the whisker marks. And then I'm going to color in the tail a little bit better. And then I'm also going to give my cat a shadow a bit. So I'm just going to go under the paws and kind of go back and forth and kind of under its bottom and go back and forth. Going to add that shadow in. Then I'm going to go back with the blue and blend it, which means go back over it and mix it in. I'm going to do the same up here. Blend the black. Ta-da! There you have it. And we have our warm tone cat. So thank you so much for joining me for today's art class, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Until then, bye!